10 years ago, I made a decision that cost me $2.3 million. I stayed comfortable at what I now know is the level 3 of wealth. Today, I'm operating from level 6. And the difference isn't just the money in my accounts. It's that I sleep differently, I think differently, and I make decisions differently. But here's what shocked me most about this journey. The gap between level 3 and level 6 isn't 20 years of grinding. It's understanding 7 specific principles that 97% of people will never learn. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what wealth level you are trapped in. More importantly, you will have the roadmap to climb all the way to level 6, just like I did. And I'm going to give you the specific action steps that I took, the exact resources and the real numbers that you need to make this change. But first, let me ask you something, and this is going to reveal everything. Right now, open your banking app and look at your account balance. What's the first emotion that you feel? Relief, anxiety, excitement, nothing? That emotion just told me exactly what wealth level you're currently performing at. Because here's what I discovered after analysing over 500 millionaires from the Wealth Research Institute. Your relationship with money isn't about the numbers. It's about the emotions that number triggers. And those emotions are keeping you trapped at your current wealth level. But before I show you how to break free, I'm going to have to explain something to you that will change everything. Over 10 years ago, I had over £180,000 in my account, and I thought I was doing well when I started Samuel & Co Trading. I was contributing to my pension, I had an emergency fund, and I thought I was doing well whilst I was day trading. And more importantly, I felt financially secure. I was stuck at level 3 and I didn't even know it. Today, my passive income exceeds what most people would dream of in a salary. But this isn't about bragging. This is about showing you how you can take this transformation yourself. And this is all backed by data and research. Dr. Thomas Stanley's The Millionaire's Mind, Dr. Sarah Newcomb's Behavioral Finance Studies at Morningstar, and the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances. What I'm about to share with you isn't just theory. It's the exact framework that I used, tested myself, and teach to others. So let's dive into these 7 levels and find out where you currently are. Level 1 is survival. You are literally living paycheck to paycheck. Every financial decision is about immediate needs. According to the Federal Reserve's 2023 report on economic well-being, 37% of Americans would struggle to pay a $400 emergency expense. If you're at level 1, it's like water slipping through your fingers. And the brutal truth is you cannot invest your way out of level 1 wealth. You need to solve the income and expense equation first. But here's what nobody tells you about escaping level 1. It's not about earning more money. I've met people earning over £90,000 per year who are still stuck at level 1 because of their spending habits. Let's create practical action steps to go from level 1 to level 2. Track every expense that you have over 30 days. Challenger banks are good for this, or you could use apps like Mint if you're in the USA. Download it today, connect all of your accounts, and categorize every transaction. If you're in the UK, you can do this on Monzo or Revolut as well. Step 2, apply Elizabeth Warren's strategy, all you're worth. The 50-30-20 rule. 50% goes on needs, 30% goes on wants, and 20% goes into a savings pot. Start with just $25 or £25 that go into an emergency pot. Step 3, increase your income through the side hustle stack method. Use skills you already have with platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, or TaskRabbit. Your goal is simple: to add an extra $500 or £500 per month using your skill set on already available platforms. This should take 3 to 6 months with consistent execution to escape level 1 and get into level 2. Level 2 is all about stability. You will now have 1 to £3,000 or dollars in your emergency funds or savings pot. Minor emergencies will now not create panic in your day-to-day life, but you're still living month to month. According to Bankrate's 2024 Emergency Savings Survey, only 44% of Americans could cover $1,000 emergency expense. The level 2 has a big trap. You get comfortable by just getting by. But here's the dangerous mindset that keeps people stuck at level 2 for decades. They think by having an emergency fund means they are good with money. Level 2 is still reactive wealth. You're responding to life rather than creating it. So here's some practical steps of how we can escape level 2 and move to level 3. Step 1 is build your emergency fund, not only to 3 months, but now to 6 months in emergency savings. Park this into a high interest rate savings account or long 30 to 90 day fixed deposits. Automate $200 to $500 or pounds per month into this savings account. You must keep this segregated from your day-to-day banking account and ensure it is in your savings pot, only to be touched for emergencies. Step 2, start investing using the John Bogle approach from John Bogle's research. It's keeping it simple, opening a Vanguard account or a Hargreaves Lansdowne account. Invest in VTSAX, which is equivalent to the total stock market. You could also look at the FTSE All World Index. Start with £100 or $100 per month and maintain that consistency. Step 3, it's all about optimizing your tax strategy. Contribute to your 401k or to your pension and ensuring that your company is matching your deposit. This is free money. Open a Roth IRA if income allows for it, and use tax software to make sure that you are adapting all of your expenses and tracking them clearly. Now, if you stick to this for 12 to 18 months, you should be able to escape level 2 and move on to level 3. Level 3 is all about security. You have 3 to 6 months in emergency funds saved and parked to one side in a high savings account. You're contributing to your pension on a monthly basis and your employer is matching it. You feel financially secure in your current lifestyle. And ultimately, this is where I was stuck for years. And unfortunately, this is where 78% of the entire US population gets stuck for their entire working career. Now, here is the middle class trap. According to the Employer Benefit Research Institute's 2024 Retirement Confidence Survey, 64% of workers are confident about retirement. But only 23% have actually calculated what they need. The level 3 trap is that it feels like success. But here's the brutal math that woke me up to level 3 wealth thinking. If you save $500 or £500 per month for the next 30 years, earning 7% per annum income, you'll have over $612,000. Sounds good, right? But if inflation stays on track at 3%, that equates to only $252,000. That shows you how inflation can shrink your purchasing power. And to put that into perspective, that's $10,500 per year in a retirement home. Level 3 thinking will make you a broke retiree. Increase your saving rates to 20 to 30% of your income. This is using the pay yourself first method. Automate investments before you see the money. Use Vanguard's automated investment plan or Hargreaves Lansdowne on a direct debit. Target $1,500 to $2,000 per month. Step 2, create your first alternative income stream. This could be getting into bridging, corporate loan investments. I'll put a link in the description so you can find out a little bit more about Samuel & Co.'s corporate loans. Another option is you can focus on dividend strong stocks. There are ETFs that are literally called dividend ETFs. And step 3, it's all about optimizing your primary income. Negotiate your salary as much as you can by showing your value to the business. A good place to start will be I will make you rich script by Ramit Sethi. This is a good starting point to start your negotiation with your employer. And the way you're going to become more valuable to your employer is by investing and showing a keen interest to develop your skills. And go to Udemy and get certifications for areas within your expertise. Or you can use sites like Coursera. Whatever it is that you can do, get those certifications to show that ramp up in skill set. If you can target 5% per annum increase on your salary, you're doing very well. If you can then add in your side hustles as well and increase that value, you can see how your primary income starts to grow rapidly. If you stick to those plans that I've taught you over all of those different levels, then it will take you 12 to 18 months now to get up to level 4. Level 4 is all about flexibility. You have now got 2 to 3 income sources. Your investments are generating meaningful income, whether that be stocks in the market via ETFs, such as the FTSE All World, your corporate loan investments with Samuel & Co Trading, or your side hustle income that is coming from Upwork, Fiverr, or TaskRabbit. You could survive now 1 to 2 years without a primary job. According to Thomas Corley's Rich Habits study of 233 millionaires, 65% of those millionaires had at least 3 income streams before becoming wealthy. And the level 4 breakthrough moment is very clear in anybody's career. You stop trading time for money and you start building systems. But again, here's where most people get stuck at level 4 and make a critical mistake. They try to build too many income streams at once. And trust me, I've been there. And guess what the result of this, especially talking in my own personal opinion, when I had multiple income streams, the problem was I was mediocre at everything and excellent at nothing. So here's some practical steps of how you can get from level 4 to level 5. Step 1, it sounds rather simple. Master one main income stream before developing heavily into other systems and trying to excel at multiple income streams. If you're going into real estate, try to start with just one property or build a bridging portfolio rather than trying to get into 3 to 4 and raising investors to get behind you on doing multiple at the same time. If you're looking at this from a stock portfolio, then make sure you've built $100,000 into global or market ETFs before you then start focusing on individual stock hunts. I know, I've been there, the gains can be explosive from individual stocks, but make sure you've mastered and you've got generated income coming from those main all-world ETFs. If you've started a side hustle and you've now started to get to $5,000 per month, work out how you can make this a clean, optimized system before then moving on to the next function. So step 2 is about implementing the barbell strategy from Nassim Taleb's research. 80% into safe investments such as index funds or bonds or our corporate loans, where you can see the link in the description. 20% should go into high risk. These are adventurous ETFs, maybe emerging markets, or growth stocks such as Nvidia. Now you will be stuck at level 4, not for just months, not for just 12 months, but from 2 to 4 years. This takes a huge amount of discipline to be able to act in this manner, track everything, and follow all of those previous steps. Level 5 is independence. Your passive income is covering your living expenses month on month. You work because you want to, not because you have to. If you've heard of the FIRE movement, this is the exact level that they target. And for those that don't know, FIRE means financial independence, retire early. According to the Trinity study, a 4% withdrawal rate from a diversified portfolio has a 95% success rate over 30 years. And ultimately, the reality, most people that hit level 5 do not stop working. Because if it's anything that I can relate to, successful people are passionate about their work and the development of the companies that they're building. But here's what nobody tells you about level 5. It's not about the money anymore. It's about the psychology. When you're not desperate for income, you make completely different decisions. You can wait for the right opportunities and you can negotiate from a point of strength. And on top of that, you can take calculated risks that people that need income can't. So here are some practical steps of how you can now move from level 5 to level 6 and level up. So optimize your tax strategy at this point with professional help from tax advisors. These tax advisors are used to working with high net wealth individuals and ultimately optimizing your tax and also your inheritance planning. They will look into things like tax loss harvesting. And if you're in the USA, they'll look at considering things like backdoor IRA conversions. Step 2 is all about scaling your biggest income stream. If you're in real estate, maybe you're building a syndication or growing that network into moving into commercial properties. If you're in stocks, maybe it's something like adding in options trading to increase that income from your portfolio. Or if it's your business, maybe it's now time to appoint someone in your company to take that load off of your shoulders and optimize the business to the next stage. Something that I also have recently done with Brian Lloyd Investments, coming in and taking a majority stake of Samuel & Co Trading, taking that corporate expertise and applying it to a business that you've been passionate about and you've grown to a certain level. Step 3 is all about diversifying into alternative investments. If you're into real estate, maybe you're going to start looking at bridging individually, maybe you're going to start looking at corporate loans via Samuel & Co Trading, or maybe you're going to start looking out on Hargreaves Lansdown for high performing dividend paying REITs. Maybe you're going to start looking at peer-to-peer lending and be a little bit more aggressive on that risk side and get those higher returns. Or maybe you're going to start looking at angel investing. You're now at the point where you have capital that you can invest into other businesses. Maybe that skill set that you have built up, you think that you can add value to another business and take a small stake in that company and help them get to that next layer and take some income from that company. Level 6 is freedom. Your passive income significantly surpasses your monthly expenses. Money is no longer a constraint on your decisions that you're making on a day-to-day basis, and you can afford any reasonable lifestyle that you want. This is where I'm lucky to operate today. According to Spectrum Group's 2024 segmentation study, this typically means that you have got a net worth between 5 million and 25 million. Level 6 is a big shift. You move from accumulation to contribution. This is a big mindset shift. But here's what surprised me most about reaching level 6 myself. The money stopped being a motivator. Instead, I started asking different questions, such as what impact would I like to have? What problems can I solve? And what sort of legacy would I like to leave for my family? And when you start thinking that way, something magical happens. Wealth often accelerates, oddly, because you have the resources and freedom to take bigger swings. So here are some practical steps that I'm trying to work on myself at this moment to go from level 6 to level 7. Step 1 is about establishing your family office structure, something that I'm working on. That consists of working with an estate planning attorney, setting up tax efficient structures in the right jurisdictions, and planning for that future generational wealth transfer. Step 2 is the focus is all about impact investing. Some people go down the route of ESG funds and sustainable investing. The other area that I am focused on is giving back to the community. Giving back to the community is a big thing on my agenda, and also philanthropy and helping out the local community. That's something that has been quite passionate for me and something that I've been working on. And then step 3, it's about building your legacy platform. So in that, what does that mean? It means sort of starting a foundation, putting the money into that, and then spreading it even wider. Another area is mentoring people in wealth building, and that's something that I've been doing for a while anyway, as you guys are all aware, but it's something that I've been doing more and more focused on my weekly lessons. And actually we've got, in January, we're going to be doing a retreat for traders and investors to basically get people around like-minded individuals and talk about what we're investing in 2026. If it's something that you're interested in and want to join, click the link in the description. It'll just say retreat, and there will be, I think, only around 10 odd spaces, so it'll be you'll be lucky if you get on, but just write exactly why you want to be there and you'll be considered. And the other area is about creating the right content with what I'm doing and sharing each steps with you to help others in their wealth building journey. I feel like level 6 is a lifelong journey of contribution and development, and I feel that it'll be very rare for people to hit level 7, but let's talk about level 7. Level 7 is pure abundance. Your wealth is now completely generational, and your sole focus is on legacy and the impact that you leave. Maybe I'll hit that, but later on in life. Money at this point is a simple tool for creating change. Think Warren Buffett and Bill Gates sort of level. According to Forbes, there's 2,781 billionaires in 2024. And the truth about level 7 is not actually about the money. Level 7 is about understanding. It's not about what you accumulate. It's about what you create, what you contribute to, and what you leave behind. It's about systematic giving and impact. It's about knowledge transfers. Now let's talk about the breakthrough framework. Most people think that you climb these levels by just simply earning more money. That is backwards thinking and not true. You climb these levels by changing how you think about money first. Shift 1 is all about shifting yourself from consumer to investor. This is all within that level 1 to level 3 mindset, going from a consumer to an investor. Every pound or every dollar is either an expense or an investment. Which one is it? Shift 2 is all about going from an employee to an owner. This is level 3 to level 5. Build assets that generate income without your time. Ask how can I own instead of just how can I earn. Shift 3 is all about being an accumulator, moving to a multiplier. This is there for the level 5s to level 6s. How can I multiply my impact? How can I grow my biggest income asset? But here's the most important insight from my journey. Your current level is never determined by what is in your bank account. It's determined by your daily decisions that you are making. Is it an expense or is it an investment? So how do you start climbing these levels today? It all starts with taking action. Start answering these questions yourself right now. I'm going to give you a list. Make sure you pay attention. How many months could you survive honestly without income? How many income sources do you currently have? What percentage of your income do you currently invest month on month consistently? How do you feel when you check your bank account? And now it's time to break down and choose your next level action. And what we're going to do is we're going to make this really simple. We're going to start a 90-day sprint challenge. Day 1 to 30 is about foundation building, regardless of what level you're at. Set up a systems and accounts. Begin your new habits and track them daily. Day 31 to day 60 is all about momentum building. Optimize and adjust, add complexity gradually, and then monitor and measure. Day 61 to day 90 is about acceleration. Scale what's working, bin what's not, and plan that next level transition. And make sure along the way as you go from each level, you celebrate your progress. It's something that I'm very bad at doing myself, but even if it's a meal out with loved ones, celebrate going from level 1 to level 2 or level 2 to 3 and so on. It's very important that we only live this life once, that we celebrate the wins along the way. I also want to give you some resources and books that are going to help you along the way in this journey. Book number 1 is obviously mine, Formula for Success by Samuel Leach. You can grab this on Amazon and it will help you to build out your own formula for success. The second book is about Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, a very useful book to help you accelerate through those levels. Another book is called The Simple Path of Wealth by J.L. Collins, very useful progressing through this journey for you. And another book by Ramit Sethi, I Will Teach You How to Be Rich. Again, all of these books and resources are all at your fingertips. can off your Netflix, can off your Disney, and start picking up that book and taking this level progress to building your wealth. And before you embark on this journey, here's what I want you to remember. I was stuck at whatever level you are stuck at one point in my life. And I thought I was doing well until I got my head down in the weeds and started focusing on myself. Complete tunnel vision. I now operate from level 6 and my life is completely different. Not just because of the money, but because of the freedom that it gives me along the way. They understood that wealth isn't about luck or talent. It's about progression, it's about mindset, and it's about daily consistency. Get in the comments with what level you're at, take that first step, and then also what actions will you take to move to the next level. I wish you all the best, and I hope you've enjoyed this video about the levels of wealth. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next wealth building video.